Sometimes you find something in a video game that makes you think, well, this clearly wasn't meant to be found, and the game's removed from the eShop. Well, at least I can still play this. This is why they were diving into 5 removed Easter eggs that were never meant to be found.
I think that
Part
one's
3.
I don't think that's the right
Elden Ring. Elden Ring,
size
for anyone
or
unfamiliar,
length
is
of
the
rope
latest
there,
From
man.
Software action
String,
RPG,
whatever.
the first open-world Soulsborne
Yarn.
game that currently holds the title of highest-selling game of the year. Early in the expansive adventure, the player can visit a remote location known as the
We
Round
probably
Table
all
Board
saw
and find
this.
a character named Via, who describes herself as a deathbed
Went
companion.
pretty
Request a hug
viral
that you
when the
can
game first
actually
came
give
out.
her in exchange for a special blessing that when consumed boosts poise, though your health lessens slightly as she appears to drain your energy.
Yeah,
The
make
game
sure to
was out
use
for
that
less
shit
than a
as soon
month
as you
when
get
game
it.
miners were surprised to uncover that Via's underwear was hidden in the game as a collectible
Yeah.
item, and evidently was removed from
That's
the
what
game
I'm
but
talking
remained in
about.
the files. Under
Think
the
you're a
name
badass?
Deathbed
Beat it
Smalls,
in the
name
Deathbed
indicates it would have been
Smalls.
part of her deathbed armor set, which normally
Only
consists
armor
of
you
the
can
deathbed
have.
dress in the game. However, the undies were able to be hacked in the game using Cheat Engine obtaining item ID 1930300. And
So what does it
surprisingly,
do?
they actually have full stats and offer a small bit of death resistance, which
Oh,
seems to
that's
indicate
it.
the underwear was actually implemented at some point and not just a throwaway joke
Eh,
by
maybe
developers,
it'll
though
be
I
in
imagine you would have had to
the
do a lot more than
DLC.
just hug her to obtain them. Those who hacked the panties in the
Yeah,
game
yeah.
decided to spread the love.
Get
and used
busy
the
with
online
Fia.
multiplayer feature to drop weapons and items for other players.
Probably
to
a really
retrieve.
bad
This
idea,
seems to have
but
really turned From Software red.
with those
who began
undies.
soft banning players with deathbed smalls in their inventory and said they had
You
to
make
remove
like a
it or get
Simpsons
suspended, which
character?
especially
A Hulk?
confused
What the
players
is up with the
these
skin color
implements
there,
not
man?
knowing what they were. Some players even reported having to delete their entire save files just to get rid of the underwear. Damn, that's quite the sacrifice, having to give up Via's panties like that. A patch was even issued that
Why would
prevented
you?
players from passing around unauthorized items, though we know which item they were truly concerned about. I'm not sure if Via's knickers deserve such a reaction, but at least it serves a lesson about picking up other people's drawers. So if all the
Yeah,
horrors
don't do
already
it.
in the game are the same shit that hackers continue to mod in. When it comes to things that are truly forbidden in the world of Elden Ring, Via's knickers is apparently where the line is drawn.
Good point.
Grand Theft
That's
Auto
pretty
5.
funny.
Grand Theft Auto 5 is,
Jeez,
you know what this
again?
is.
Yeah.
2013's Grand Theft Auto 5 still remains one of the most popular games to date, and one with
Stop
so
it,
much
people.
depth and endless content. Players continue
That's
to
why
find
6 takes so long to get out, because they don't need to make one when the online part is already making money for
however,
them.
is what many already know as the Mount Chiliad mystery.
Isn't it
huge
just
mystery
bullshit?
since the game first came out,
Isn't it
where
just a
UFOs
bunch of
could be
bullshit?
seen on the Chiliad mountain, as well as a cryptic mural that seemed to imply there was a jetpack to be found in the game, which was never found in the single-player experience, though one was introduced in Grand Theft Auto Online. I actually have
Oh
been submitted
boy,
a
see
large
what I
number of
mean?
discoveries related to the Mount Chiliad mystery that has led me to believe there are likely more things here that we still haven't solved. And while I plan to explore that further in the future, there's actually
luck,
a different
man.
mystery that exists on Mount Chiliad that has also never been cleared. As shortly after the game's initial release, players found if you took a copter and managed to land on this exact cliff, you could see a
Jesus
face
Christ.
drawn into the side of the mountain. Who this
Oh
face
my
belongs
God.
to is unknown, though many believe it bears
Yeah,
a
well, I
striking
guess that
resemblance
is
to
also
Jesse
a
Pinkman on
mystery.
Breaking Bad, which was on its last season at the time of GTA 5's release. Many assume the Easter egg is a
Maybe.
hidden portrait of one of the game's developers, and apparently there was even an unsubstantiated rumor Rockstar wasn't too fond of this slipping by them and canned the trickster for the transgression. I'm not exactly sure where they're getting that, but perhaps there is some plausibility to the theory in the fact that the Easter egg has been completely removed from every
Oh.
subsequent re-release of Grand Theft Auto 5 since.
Hmm.
All 600.
So I doubt it's
And now
Jesse.
instead of a picture of a face, we instead have a picture of a rather phallic rooster. I guess Rockstar thought whoever had the
Alright.
balls to do this was apparently a huge cockhead. Or they just really don't like Jesse Pinkman.
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
Pocket Mirror. Thanks to
Alright.
KexTweet on Twitter for submitting
My
this to
opinion.
Finder.com. 2016's Pocket Mirror is a mystery horror RPG made by
Yeah, good luck with the
indie
Mount
developer
Chiliad
Orchestra,
thing, because that's
which
just
takes
been
players
going on
through hundreds of
forever
environments and
now,
solve
and no one
puzzles on journeys to
knows.
discover the main character's identity. At one point in the game, a pumpkin gives a player a coin that they can put in a machine to get a ribbon. However, if the player keeps the coin instead, they can later find a second coin hidden in a fountain in another part of the game. You can later come across an invisible path and find a pumpkin who asks for 2 coins. The pumpkin then says you must be a millionaire and says you can enter the secret millionaire club. Then they ask if you have epilepsy and suggest that you jump in the hole,
What?
which when you do, the game crashes. The
Oh,
path for it for
well,
some
what's
reason
with-
remains in the game, suggesting it was removed rather
Well,
abruptly.
yeah.
The
What's
reason
up with the
for this is
epilepsy
the Millionaire
thing?
Club was evidently removed and patched in a later update. Fortunately, thanks to YouTuber, hacker, and my friend Slippy Slides, he was able to restore the Millionaire Club from the original version. And by the
Ooh,
way,
cool.
this
Let's see
epilepsy
it.
warning also serves as a warning for the rest
Oh,
of this
shit.
segment, as it's about to get wild. Inside the Millionaire
epilepsy
Club is a
warning,
room with
people.
flashing lights and pulsating rave music
Yeah,
with
there it
talking
is.
versions of yourself yourself everywhere. Who ask you to do perfectly logical things like fart on a pumpkin for $10. I am the squat master, behold my mighty thighs. Did you know some freaks actually dress as pumpkins and dance? Why would anyone do that? The one standing on the couch says, "This is my Tom Cruise impression." There's also a pumpkin that Rickrolls you. I thought this was a horror game, which is probably why the Millionaire Club was patched out so abruptly, as it kind of looks like an area a developer might not have been too happy to find out about after release. Or maybe
where all the developers blew off steam.
You know, considering the whole farting on a pumpkin thing.
Halloween parties, man. They get wild. Damn, the original one, too.
Mafia is an open-world action-adventure highly reminiscent of Grand Theft Auto, but set during Prohibition in the 1930s, released in 2002 by Czech developer Illusion Softworks. The game was recently remade for the 2020 Mafia Definitive Edition.
It did not go over well.
Something from the game they weren't expecting to find from the original 2002 retail release. As by looking in the date of the installer, the very first 1.0 version of the game that was released in Illusion's home country, the Czech Republic, with a resource editor. Sukier figured out for the first time if you were to hold shift on the splash screen that appears when you first put the disc into the computer, and then clicked on the right mouse button 30 times in different spots all over this image, you'd suddenly be greeted with, "Whoa, cover your eyes, kids." Apparently, you would be greeted by Playboy model Petra Verkite getting real comfortable with herself on a boat. From Sukier's further research, Petra fails to appear in all other versions of the game, and can only be found in the Czech version. The image for Petra still exists in the data for the North American and other European versions of the game, but the activation for the image was apparently removed. So I'm guessing this was a special present for the developers.
And yeah, I'm assuming someone got really frustrated on the game and was clicking out of frustration and found that.
She doesn't even
hopefully relieve their frustration.
There we go.
Yeah, that helps. Goddamn horny developers.
Thanks to Shade545 for submitting this on the Oddheader Discord. Prototype by Radical Entertainment is a 2009 open-world action-adventure game, which takes place in Manhattan as shapeshifter Alex tries to stop an outbreak of the Blacklight virus, which causes its victims to turn into monsters known as the Infected. While Prototype is largely forgotten, with publisher Activision long moving on from the franchise, one mystery still remains in the heads of fans like Shade545 to this day. As 8 days before the game's release, Neoseeker published a 4-page feature about visiting Radical Entertainment Studio and reported on page 3. One hidden gem in Prototype is a severed leg. Starting as a joke, the leg took on a life of its own among the designers and grew a backstory and then an entire extra character. Once all 130-ish web of intrigued people are absorbed, the leg unlocks a new character and a bunch more backstory for another. Where's the leg? Hidden on top of a building. Nobody knows exactly where, but we did get the Radical team to let us know that it's in the upper half of the city. Good hunting, and let us know if you find it. Once the game came out, players were eager to complete the Wild Goose Chase, and sure enough found a slice of somebody's leg on top of a building in East Harlem, but were met with disappointment as after collecting all 131 web of intrigues, the severed limb just sat there and didn't do anything at all. And unfortunately, that's basically what things will stand. 13 years since Prototype's release. Many speculate the Easter egg was removed, including the game's own fan wiki, though through all the research I could do, it doesn't appear the developers ever confirmed what the actual deal was, with many on Reddit still trying to figure out the mystery and insistent that the developers never said anything further. In my opinion, considering the Neoseeker feature was published only 8 days before the game's release, that doesn't really seem like enough time to have anything removed from the game, considering the game was probably ready to ship at that point. But unless someone out there somehow manages to figure out there's still a way to
kick it around, maybe you gotta move it somewhere.
All these years later, it still seems to stand for now that it's most likely.
Why isn't anyone from the development team talking about it? Like you think
just to get stuck with a pointless slap.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. And if you know
why wouldn't the team actually
submit through
talk about it, you know? Say something about it. Someone go ask them. Someone needs to ask them so we can have a definitive answer. I hate when companies do this. Talk about video game Easter eggs and then never come back and explain what it is when they realize no one's figuring it out. But yep, I think that's what we're gonna call it good for the night. Yeah, perfect timing. So thanks to everyone on YouTube for watching. Make sure again you subscribe. Go down to the description to get the links to whatever video you're watching, the actual content creator of it. So yeah, go down there for that. Also Discord, Patreon, all that stuff down below. Let me know in the comments any feedback. Also what you'd like to see on Patreon, the whole video I can put up there. You know, longer videos, other stuff like that, shout outs we can do at the end of these videos, all that good stuff. Let me know down in the comments, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.